All right, Gemini, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast for October 5th through the 11th. My name is Athen. So a lot taking place this week, Gemini. Not like last week where there wasn't a whole lot going on astrologically. There's a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and run through this. If you have any questions, please do comment down below. This is, of course, for Sidereal astrology, so if you're new to this form of astrology, do check the description because your sign might be different. But Gemini, Saturn sextiling the North Node continuing this week all the way through Sunday. So this is all about that patience, that discipline when it comes to our life path, and for you, the life path has been unfolding for you to connect to your roots in life, whether it's home, family, past, a new, and it's very much about the new energies of that because it's the North Node. And I think naturally there is support there, and I think there is that patience that you do have with that. There's also a lot of perhaps hard work coming in for you in the health, routine, diet sector, which is that sixth house, maybe even your daily work environment for you to really work hard right now, get those areas situated, and develop your crafts, which is Saturn in that sixth house for the next 2 to 2.5 years. But anyways, that'll be a subtle energy. This aspect up to the North Node has been going on, and I feel like you'll just feel more patience when it comes to those fourth house matters. Now, the fourth house is shaping up for you. Mercury is going station direct this week on Friday. So a lot of the energy that has been reflective for you in general, because it is your ruler, starts to move forward. So this is where your energy levels in terms of the less reflective, and you're becoming a little bit more extroverted in that sense, and moving forward. A lot of your goals and drives are going to begin to surface as we go into the following week, next week. And anything relating to that home and family that has been sort of reflective, maybe there's a shift, maybe there's an understanding, maybe there's something new coming in about that, specifically with you, because Mercury is going to be right over that North Node when he goes station direct this week. And of course, you're probably very much focused on these matters with the Sun here. And you still have plenty of opportunities in your third house to do things like write, share, socialize, communicate. These are the energies that are expanding for you right now at the moment. Now, with that being said, this early part of the week does have some challenging aspects. Mars is going to be opposing up to Neptune, and the Sun will be squaring up to Pluto. It's really a mixed week, though, if you kind of look at the whole week. So for these few days, though, at the early part, especially with the creative, with the communicative stuff, your self-expression there with that, that Mars, which you should be quite direct about learning or sharing or socializing, it's about uncertainty. Because Mars opposing up to Neptune is saying, look, there's uncertainty with this. Maybe it's around matters relating to your work, your daily activities, since Mars rules that sixth house of yours, and maybe even matters relating to friends and groups or your ideals and visions. There's just not knowing about that. So that's a positive thing, as all the transits are. It's all about evolution of our spiritual growth. And here Neptune is showing us how to have faith and trust for you when it comes to those things. So when it comes to especially even traveling matters and matters that have to do with abroad, maybe uncertainty with that. But with Mars, it's usually a balance. So it's about seeing the practical and the possible with the practical, and naturally through that, a harmony can take place between those two houses. Now, the Sun squaring up to Pluto is very much for you about relationships. Pluto's been transiting that seventh house, helping you really draw that line and do what's right, whether it's right for you, right for someone else in those one-on-one connections, but having that mutual respect nonetheless. And change there when it comes to relationships has been ongoing. So that Pluto energy will be squaring the Sun. So it's important to be open to change with those things. With the square, it doesn't come across as very easy. That, of course, to the degree depends on your personal chart and you as a person in general. But the more open you are to change when it comes to relationships in general and non-attachment with whatever one-on-one connections that you're experiencing this early part of the week, the better. And this can have a lot to do with maybe those fourth house matters relating to your roots, such as home and family, or it could just be your emotional body. So I think there's a lot of focus there. I think you're expressing that, so staying nice and balanced and constructive with those matters and your emotions, I think, would be a good way of working with these first few days. So let's go ahead and look at the second half of the week, because after your ruler goes station direct, there is some new aspects sort of shaping up. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, all week long, Jupiter is going to be trining up to Pluto. So there is support, and the support is certainly coming in through those one-on-one connections. Jupiter trining up to Pluto means that maybe you are really willing or ready, or maybe there are some changes happening in a very positive way. And what it's shaping up for you is for you to have a new understanding about life. Jupiter is our perspective of life, of philosophy, of spirituality. For you, it's your relationships and your career. So this could actually be, and into next week as well, a very positive time for relationships, career, again, when you're open to change. But you know what? I think you naturally will be with this to a degree. And I think with that square up to the sun, just being observant of the emotional body in that process, I think will be a very constructive way of working with that. And again, just taking the home and family things nice and slow, and being willing to modify that, since Mercury is going to be in flux. He's kind of pausing, he's slowing down in the sky. So you're going to notice that there's this pausing energy with yourself too. So for you, it's just generally a really good time to kind of reflect and rehash, and then maybe re-strategize, and then go into a new direction with those matters. All right, so the second half of the week does have Venus squaring up to Saturn, and that is patience for everybody when it comes to those one-on-one connections. But for you, Venus is more closely synced with your 5th house of romance, of creativity, fun, and playfulness, and your 12th house. So do get that alone time this week, that constructive alone time, spiritual time out, and bring that extra attention to what you're expressing. Like I was saying with your 3rd house, but here it's certainly about your 5th house of passions. And so things that you're excited about, it's really that kind of Saturn over a planet ruling the 5th really feels like it does take the excitement out of it. And maybe you're passionate about something, it's like it's not quite there, or there's just that needing to be patient with it. So over the weekend, patience can really go a long ways, and I think it's a great energy to embody in general, especially with all these expansive things happening, and it can be very constructive. Now, going into the following week, the sun does oppose up to Neptune, so this is matters specifically relating to your communications, which is again so emphasized for you because the sun rules that 3rd house, and the home and family matters. So it could be some sudden news relating to that. It may not feel very good. It's an opposition or something. So I don't want to read too much into this, but going into next week, and I'll cover this during the next weekly for next week, is keep both feet firmly on the ground. Uranus might signify that maybe there are some changes that are needed for you in your career sector, maybe in the home and family sector, maybe with those communications. So be willing to do that, but take it nice and easy, take it nice and slow, because Uranus can feel like sometimes we want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, make some rash decisions, and it's always good to approach it in a slow and steady way. But listen to that true self going into next week, relating to these things, because that's what Uranus really represents. So the emphasis for you Geminis is definitely that Mercury is slowing down, beginning to move forward. So a lot of your energy in general is starting to move forward with your goals and things like that, relating to home and family, past roots, which is the 4th house, and Mercury as well for you. And with all of these aspects from your 3rd house, which things are starting to shift in that area, things are also shifting with how you're communicating, how you're socializing, how you're exchanging information, and all of that can be very supportive when you have that change and you have that non-attachment to those one-on-one connections, which I feel like you will have to a degree this week. So Gemini, have a great one. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.